This is a series of videos that covers how to create a portfolio website. What is a portfolio website? A portfolio is a compilation of academic and professional materials that exemplifies your beliefs, skills, qualifications, education, training, and experience. The portfolio has the following features. It's fully responsive, has an admin panel. It also has a login system, and not forget the fact that it is dynamic. The languages used to create this portfolio include HTML, Tailwind CSS, JavaScript, and also PHP. But why have a portfolio in the first place? In addition to acting as a handy reminder for the great things you've done in your career, having a portfolio on hand contributes to your professional image. Having said that, let's dive into it. Before we start creating the portfolio, it's important that first of all we go through the whole portfolio so that we see how it looks like, so that even as we create, we can be able to understand like what are we creating. We have a picture of what we are creating. So to start with, of course, we have the navigation bar. It has the nav items. Of course, it also has the name of the website. In this case, I just have it as portfolio. On this other end, I have the update button. This is acting like the gateway to the admin dashboard, from where this whole portfolio can be updated. You can have it in any other way. In my case, I just have it as update button. You can have it as admin, you can have it as login, you can have it as whatever you would like to have it. So now below here we are having the hello section, which just includes some information. This is like I am a web developer. It's just like about what do you do mainly. And down here we have the option to download the CV, and on your right we're having the image, and which is very, very important when you're creating a portfolio. It's always important that you include your picture or your image, and if it is big enough like what we have here, it's even better. Now down there we're having the about me section. You can have some retro description about yourself, just like tell us about yourself. And then down there we are having the education and experience. I just decided to have it in 2 tabs just to try to manage the information and have it in a more modern way. So we are having the education and experience, in which case a person will be switching from one tab to the other. And remember, this information is dynamic, it's coming from the database, and we'll be moving on to the dashboard to see how we can be able to update all that information, and then coming back here now to see if that information has been updated. On the right side of it, we're having the skills. This is where a person is going to add their skills or the skills that they have, and it will be in this kind of a progress bar, so that we can be able to tell like if you have a specific skill, how experienced or how good are you in that specific skill. So that progress bar is going to show that specific understanding or like the experience that you have in regards to that specific skill. Then moving on, we have the clients. This is where you can just tell us about the people you have worked with. You have the clients, the projects that you have completed so far. If you have any returning clients, you can just tell us about them and all that, and it does include a specific image there, like we have in this specific portfolio. Then moving forward is my services. Remember, it's not like always that you have these specific sections. If you don't have any clients, maybe you can just omit the section, or if you have, you can include the section and have it in your own way. And then below here we're having my services. This is like what specifically do you offer, and maybe at what rate. Okay, so you can tell us about your services, a little bit about your services, and then list those services down here like we have done. We have the app design starting from $600. Just try to explain that specific service. Okay? And remember, again, this is coming from the database. Again, something that is dynamic, and we're going to add the information. And also in the tutorial, we're going to see how can you be able to add those details from the admin dashboard, and they are reflected on this portfolio. Now down here we're having my projects. This is now the projects that you have worked on so far. Maybe they're still in progress or you have completed them. Yeah, so we're going to have them here in terms or in form of images, right? So in this case I've just added 3 images that just try to explain the projects. These are not my real projects, they're just images that are representing the projects that you've worked. So this will help you to even track and know how many projects you've worked on. Okay, yeah, it just keeps on like it's like an update. It will always help you to keep up to date with what you have done so far, other than just showcasing it to people so that they can see the work of your hands. And then finally, of course, you have the contact me. This is where people can just give feedback, ask questions, propose something, okay, just get in touch with you. And this is a form again that is working. So if a person types anything here, it's sent to the owner. They can be able to receive it. So for example here, if I can come and just have something, sorry, like that, maybe the email is johndoe@gmail.com. Maybe here you can ask maybe a question, I just done a question there, and then I click on send, and that specific message is sent. And we're also going to say like some message that tells us your message has been was received, and we're going to get back to you shortly. So and of course now down here we have information about you. That's your email, your address, where we can get you on the various social media platforms, and all that. And now moving on to the top here, as I said, we have the update button. So this is the button that I said it's the gateway to the admin dashboard. And so what happens when I click on it, I'm taken to a login page where I'm supposed to sort of log in. And of course, if you don't have the credentials, you'll have to be given the credentials by the admin, because this is a portfolio and sort of like something that is public, like anybody should have the login credentials. So it's only for you, the owner of the profile, or whoever is managing that for you. So maybe you can share the credentials or create a separate account for them. And that's why I don't have the register. I don't have the register button here. But for example, if I go to this specific path here, I can be taken to the register. So this is not something that should be seen by everybody, because we don't want them to go and modify your profile maybe without your knowledge, right? So maybe in this case we can just register. So maybe we say the password is 123, confirm 123, and now I log in. So alright, so that username is already taken. That's what we are being told. So we should use a different name instead. So let's just say John instead, just John, and then 123, then we log in. Yeah, so we have been registered successfully, and so now we can just come here and log in. So John 123, then we log in. And so as you can see, now we are taken to the dashboard. So this is the admin dashboard. So as you can see, we are having the clients. We only have one client, services, projects, and here we are having the specific clients now in a table, so we can be able to see the name of that client, what project we are working on, when it was completed, there was any comment. Yeah, and you can also be able to edit and delete that specific client. So let's start from the profile, because that's the dashboard. That's basically how the dashboard looks like. It just shows you a summary of the client services and projects, and the clients in a table down here. But if we head on to the profile here, we can see we have the education and experience, just like the way we have it on the other side. And I think it's good that we do have this information side by side, so that way we can be able to update the information and see it in real time. So just a second as I try to open this side by side. So we have it, let's just have that on that other side, and then we have the dashboard here. So as you can see now, here we are having the education and experience. So we have it here under profile, education and experience. So when I hit on education, I'm taken to the education, and as you can see here, we have the table that is only showing the IT and the level being certificate. As you can see here, education, IT, and the certificate. So if I come here, for instance, I can add another maybe something that I've rant about, maybe app design, and maybe that's at a degree level. So I can hit on submit, and as you can see, that is added here successfully. And when I come to the portfolio on the other side now, on the landing page, I refresh that. As you can now see, we have the app design and at the degree level. Let's say for instance I need to edit that. I can hit on edit here, and as you can see, I can be able to change. So for example, maybe this one I've done it at diploma level, so I can just change it to diploma level, and then I submit. So after submitting, now you can see that has been updated, and if I come and refresh it here, that is updated as well. So and also maybe for instance I can decide maybe to remove a specific education. For example, if I hit on delete here, that is deleted, and again that should also be reflected on this other side. As you can see, we only have the app design. So that's it with the experience. It's happening rather with education. It's the same with experience. I can hit on and let's say I can talk of just add the app design again. Maybe I've been doing this for like 2 years now. So remember, this about your experience, like what are you experienced in, like what have you been doing. So you're telling us, like in this case, app design, and you have an experience of 2 years. So if I hit on submit, that is added here, and as usual, if I refresh it on this at the end, I should also be able to see, like if I switch to experience, I have the app design and I have the web design, like we can see in this case. And as usual, I can also be able to edit it, like let's say maybe the experience has gone up maybe 3 years, so just edit that, update 3 years. If you come here, refresh, you're going to see the same thing. We tap on that, you can see the experience has increased. That's it. If I go to the clients again, I can be able to add the clients the same way. I'll just hit on this button, and I can be able to add the information as I want. I can also be able to edit it and delete it. If I go to the skills the same way, I'll be able to add maybe a skill. So it's the same like with the experience sort of. So maybe for example I can say teaching or maybe writing, and maybe I have been doing this for like And maybe let's say, for example, I have a degree in that, and I have an experience of like 4 years in that. So I hit on submit, and this as you can see says skills inserted successfully. You can see have an experience of 4 years, but this one has not been affected. I don't know why. Let's try to see. Oh, we don't have anything. Oh yeah, because how I have it is that it should be in numeric, because it's some sort of a progress. So I can say maybe how good am I in this specific skill. Maybe I can talk about 70%. So if I submit, oh sorry, we have an issue somewhere. Should be like that. So there is an issue that we should fix here. This one is the opposite of each other. This one should be here, and this one should be here. The 4 should be down here, and this one should be on top there. So we're going to fix it in the tutorial, so don't worry about that. But now you can see the experience has increased. Now this is 70%. So if I want to change maybe to maybe 100, let's say, maybe I'm perfect, I know everything, I can put 100%, and now you're going to see that being full. So yeah, that's what I just intend to have there, and you can see the success message appearing there. I can delete it if I don't want to have it there, so that will be deleted. Yeah, but let's just add it so that maybe we can see it on that other side. So writing, so we can say this one is at 50%. Experience in years we have 4. So submit, there we have it. So if I go to the portfolio, you see now you only have 2, graphic design and computer science. If I refresh that, now I should see that information, but looks like we have an issue somewhere, because it should be like this one. Yeah, so this is something else that we need to have fixed. Something else that we need to have fixed. I think it's because of these issues that we're having here. No wonder we have an issue with how that information is being reflected on the on this other end. Yeah, it should be like this, as you can see. So I think it's an issue with like I was telling you, this is being interchanged with this one. Yeah, but we're going to see that or fix that, don't worry. But you can see that's working fine here. Yeah, so that's the skills. The project is the same, but this one now includes adding an image, so it's a bit different. So let me just show you how that is working. As you can see, now we are in the project section. We're having an image, the name and the status. So here we can be able to edit these, we can be able to delete, and we can also be able to add a new one. So let's add a new project. So for example, I will need to start with an image. Let me try to grab an image from here. Let's say this one, and here we can say this one was maybe a landing page which is completed or which is incomplete. You can have it in whatever status, and then you submit that. So once that is submitted, we should be in a position to see it here. It's still loading. So the landing page is here, the status is that it is completed, and the image is there. And so now if I go to the portfolio and refresh that, I should now be able to see, if I scroll down here, it's taking some time here, but you can see the image appearing here. So the images are in a column layout, so we're going to see how we do that in Tailwind CSS, so that the images are aligned depending on the spaces that we have, and also depending on the size of the image. Alright, so that's something that you need to just stay allowed or stick allowed to just watch and see how we do that. We also have the services. You can be able to add the services. So edit, delete, and from here, so like let's say we have the web design, can have a read through description about that, and you can maybe add the price that you have for that specific service, and then you hit on submit, and that's added successfully. You can see it down here. And so if we switch on to the running portfolio page and refresh the page, we should be in a position to see that service being included in the services list. So let me just show you there. As you can see, we are having it included over here. Yeah, if you want to edit it, maybe to fix this kind of issue, you can just go and hit on edit here, and maybe you can remove the extra $, submit. That's fixed. As you can see there, we come to this other end. Sorry, refresh that, and that should also be updated as well. So let's see that. Yeah, so that is fixed over here. Alright, so something else that I'm also thinking that we should also have included here is the message that we have sent, because right now the information that we have sent using this form is still in the database, and I have not included a way to enable the admin or the owner of the profile to see the messages. So that's something that we are going to have as a bonus as we create this beautiful portfolio website. So hope that is something that is very interesting, and also remember that this whole portfolio is responsive. So like for example, when we're talking about the admin, as you can see, we're having the nav sidebars rather being responsive. So you just have to click on that button and show or hide the nav or the sidebar, and of course you can see everything else follows there, and it's responsive. If you go to, let's say for instance, the experience, we're also having that page being responsive, as you can see. Not just the dashboard, but also the profile. So the profile is also responsive, as you can see, starting with the nav navigation bar. You can see you can be able to hide or show that. Also the hero section is also responsive, and everything else is responsive as you would expect. So we are creating something that is mobile fast, and not just something that can just be used in just a one specific device. But yeah, we do consider that or understand that nowadays everything, or maybe a larger or bigger percentage of people will be viewing the website on mobile or just smaller devices. So yeah, that's why we have this being mobile fast and responding to each and every screen size. So like you can see. But also just to mention at this level is that for the admin dashboard, I have downloaded the template, so we are not creating this from scratch. We are only going to have the PHP, but for the portfolio, this one we are going to create it from scratch. We're going to create it from the HTML, Tailwind, CSS, JavaScript, and now the PHP. But for the admin dashboard, that one we are only going to have the PHP side of it. So hoping that that is something that is very interesting, and it's worth to just stick around to get to learn how you can be able to create, or just have an idea of how you can be able to get started with creating a portfolio website. So without so much ado, let's see you in the various settings that we're going to have. Yeah, so see you then.